I was at Goodwill. I just had the feeling like, I should go to Goodwill. Hadn't been to this one before. And as I'm getting out of my car, walking up to the entrance, there's this guy laying next to the building. And he was asking, he was talking to some lady. I don't know what he asked her exactly, but he was talking to some lady, and she was mad. Like, she was upset. And she was like, she walks away and she's like, I'm so tired of people asking me for money. Why don't you go get a job? Right? The guy was, definitely homeless. Pretty beat up looking. Maybe like he even got beat up. Like, no lie. His lip was bloody. His face looked scratched up, That could have just been a fall or something. Because you can tell he probably likes to get high. Well, I shouldn't say likes to, because I don't feel that, any addicts like to get high once it becomes to the point of being an addiction. And once you're in the point where you're homeless, it's not really an enjoyable thing anymore for them. I'm sure of that. So, he was looking pretty worn, pretty worn out by life. And she's like, I am tired of people asking me for money. And honestly, like, all I can do is shake my head. Like, I get it. I get that people get tired of being asked for change, and that people get tired of people walking around with their hands out. However, it gives me so many mixed emotions, because it's like, you don't know the guy, so I get it. You don't know him, but that's somebody's son. That could be somebody's dad. That could be, that's somebody's brother. It's heartbreaking to me, especially because I know too well the struggle, and I know myself technically homeless right now, And for one, you never know the circumstances and situations that put somebody there. I'm just saying. Yes, things are preventable. Could have been his fault that he's homeless, Could be completely somebody's fault, that they're homeless. But at the same time, I also look at it like this. Could also not really be his fault, myself, I'm in the situation I am somewhat by choice, because of what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, but I also feel like at the same time, like there was one guy, I used to work at Chevron on the south side of Phoenix, and there was one guy who, he would come in, he was a drunk, and he would come in every single day, get his 211. I love that old little black guy. He would be like, Jesus is calling on the main line. Jesus on the main line. He would say all the time, I'm gonna be down on the main line. And I felt for that dude. Like, I felt for him, He had such a great persona, like a great aura, about him. Like, he had such a great attitude, unless he was all the way wasted, and then it was a little, thankfully he had a thing for me, so he was always respectful to me. But he would be drunk all the time, and he would throw his fits and get kicked out, and customers would complain and whatever. And they used to talk shit about him all the time. Everyone would talk shit about how he's just a crazy drunk guy and whatever. I get it. But then I found out that, so then one day a customer comes in, and this guy looked about in his 50s, okay? And then a customer comes in, and he had got, the other guy, the drunk guy, homeless guy, had gotten thrown out, going off, which I always thought it was kind of cute to see this little old guy just, going off. He didn't mean nobody no harm. He just wanted his damn beer. You feel me? So one day this guy came in, and he said, the guy had to have been like in his 40s, like looked like a pretty young cat. Dude comes in and he's paying at the register with me, and then he just kind of like shaking his head. He's like, damn, I feel so bad. I'm like, why? He's like, I know him. Like, I went to school with him, and he used to be a really successful man. Like, he used to be really successful and awesome dude. And then his whole family died in a car accident. And I almost want to cry, because just at the thought, how would you feel? You can't judge how somebody deals with and copes with their life. You cannot judge how somebody copes with their trauma. You have no idea what puts people in the predicaments and the situations that they're in. Nor is it our place to do that. It is our place, however, to take care of one another. It is our place to care about one another. It's our place to, God created us, with intention of, loving and nurturing and caring and, what makes the guy sitting at Goodwill any less deserving? And all the guy wanted was some underwear and some socks. And no one would even hear him out as he's laying on the ground with a big hole in his shoe, scuffed up face, clothes are dirty, It's heartbreaking. How would you feel? And not only how would you feel, but then to be dehumanized even more. By one, it takes a lot of balls to ask somebody, especially that you don't know, for fucking money or to buy you something, bruh. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just in some of us where we're just natural panhandlers. I don't know. But personally, I know that the last thing I will ever want to do is ask some person I don't know for $1. It takes a lot out of you to do something like that. And I mean, the fact of being accustomed to it at that point, yes, people are right. You could look at this man and say, you know what? I work hard for my money. You can work hard for your money too. And you can go get a job and you can buy your own shit and stop asking people for money. You're right. That could be a possibility. You're right. You don't know the circumstances surrounding people's situations. For all you know, the person, maybe he's, has health problems or is mentally ill or whatever the fuck, where he's not allowed to work. Maybe he can't stay clean long enough to work. Maybe he doesn't feel deserving enough to work. I understand that people are saying, that's ridiculous. Get it together and go get your life together. That's very easy to say when you're not the one sleeping on the sidewalk at Goodwill. It's very easy to say when you are not the one sleeping on curbs and at park benches or eating out of trash cans. When you get to a point of homelessness, the way that that man is, the dehumanized feeling, the unworthiness that he must feel, no one deserves to feel like that. Nobody deserves for people to walk and step over them like they don't see them there. No one deserves to feel like nothing but a nuisance. And unfortunately, in our society, the way that this is set up and the way that we've been conditioned and trained, we are conditioned as a society and as a class to need validation. And if you go so long without love, you need love like you fucking need air, bruh. You can die literally of a broken heart. You need love to thrive, to be successful. I don't care what anyone says. Okay? So when you get to a point where everybody has given up on you, your family and your friends are tired of you, and only because you fucked up so much in life that they don't support you anymore, not even taking heed to the fact that most of the time these life struggles and life issues are stemmed from greater sources of trauma in childhood that go all the way back. Trauma from childhood, all the way back to their earliest years. A child's brain up until the age of 7 is going to decide and dictate for the rest of its life, for the most part, how that brain is going to operate. So a lot of these traumas and these deep-rooted issues that people have that stay in their way of allowing them to be successful or seeing their worth in life were triggered, onset, or helped, by the people that gave up on them. So now as an adult, you're at a point where you don't know how to cope. You don't know how to deal with life. You do whatever that you can do. And then the next thing you know, you're lost in the sauce. No one grows up and says, I want to be a bum and I want to be homeless and I want to eat out of the trash and I want to have nothing to show for myself. No, literally 0 people do that. Have a little bit of compassion and humanity. He needed socks, guys. And yeah, you might get tired. But he's a human and he deserves for people to care about him. It always hits me hard. Even if I'm not in my situation. I technically am homeless, even though I'm choosing to go an alternative route with intention and purpose, and reasoning, but some people don't have a choice. And some people, myself, if I didn't have a car, I'd be out in the street. Not everyone has parents, aunts, and uncles, and friends to fall back on that give a fuck about them. Do something for somebody today. Show appreciation for what the fuck you have and understanding the weight of even the bare minimum that you have, and know that someone doesn't even have that much that you're complaining about having. I have no job. I live in my van. And I give every time. If I got it, I give it. Doesn't matter what they do with it. Doesn't matter. If someone says that they are in need and you have it, I shouldn't even be doing it. But at the end of the day, how do you ignore? So I went in the store, and I couldn't find the stuff that he was looking for. So I got him a gift card, and I came out and I gave it to him. And I told him, like, you know, don't lose hope. It's gonna be okay. You can be okay. You know, be strong and be safe. And he started crying, and he gave me a hug. And you could just see it meant something. It really hurt my heart. So I challenge you, even if just for today, don't say no. Don't say no. If you're gonna go get a fucking $7 Starbucks, what the fuck? How about give that to somebody who really needs it? Who couldn't even dream of a Starbucks? Regardless of how they got there, we are all worthy. We are all worthy.